Necessary or not necessary? Modeling your swing after a PGA Tour pro. Absolutely not necessary. And here's a couple reasons why. First, PGA Tour pros are great golf athletes. Their golf athleticism is elite. And just that alone is going to make it hard for you to do what they are doing. But then the next reason is even better. You don't play PGA Tour courses. Even if you happen to play a course that the PGA Tour played at, it's not set up the same way for you as it is for them. You see, the reason why they're hitting 8 irons from 200 yards is because the average PGA Tour course is 7,300 yards plus. And that's not as a par 72. You got to remember that a lot of those 7,300 yard courses are par 70s, which means the yardage isn't being accumulated through par 5s. It's being accumulated through really long par 4s and really long par 3s. You see, you don't need to do what they do. So not only can you not do what they do because of their golf athleticism, but you don't need to do what they do. And that's because of this. The average course that you're playing is 1,000 yards shorter. So you shouldn't be trying to match your yardages to PGA Tour players. It's not going to happen. First off, their clubs are juiced. They are making an 8 iron that goes 200 yards. It's not the same 8 iron that you or I play, because you and I aren't playing courses where we need to hit 200 yard 8 irons. Now you have to understand also with PGA Tour pros, their equipment is geared for the courses that they are playing. So even though it says 8 iron on the bottom, it's not the same 8 iron as you or I have in our bags. It's a different length, it's a different loft. And it gives them the 8 iron height and the softness, but it goes much further because the club is juiced. Now, that's not a bad thing. This is not outing them. These are the courses that they are playing. If I had to play courses that were well over 7,300 yards and were mostly par 70s, I would do the same thing. But that doesn't happen in the general population. We get to play courses that are much shorter. So first off, trying to match your swing to a PGA Tour pro ain't gonna happen and not necessary. Trying to match your yardages to a PGA Tour pro, not gonna happen, not necessary. Now that should be a great relief to you. So now you don't have to swing like Rory, you just have to figure out a way to swing so that you can hit consistent and repeatable shots. Now you might be thinking, well Jim, if I don't try to swing like a PGA Tour pro, who am I supposed to swing like? And I get you on that. I have a video where I show that the technique that I teach, which is a very simple technique and doesn't require you to have great golf athleticism, the technique that I teach produces a very similar impact position to some of the greatest players to ever play the game. So what I did when I started teaching is I recognized that you're not going to swing like a PGA Tour pro, nor do you need to. But if I put you in this setup position and I ask you to focus on keeping your weight still during the swing, you're going to have an impact position that's very much like a PGA Tour pro, which is then going to create really high quality golf shots. But instead of relying upon your golf athleticism to be able to do it, instead I just rely upon the setup position that I teach and a focus on keeping your weight still during the swing. That's going to give you super high quality shots without requiring you to have a great level of golf athleticism, while also producing great repeatability and consistency. Now, if you happen to have a high level of golf athleticism, then you could take the setup position that I teach and the stillness that I teach, and you could play remarkable golf. Thanks for watching, and stay connected for more tips and updates by following me on social media. And if you're really serious about improving your game, check out my online golf school, JimVenetosGolfAcademy.com. Right now, golfers are cutting their handicaps in half with the system that I teach. Links in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on the practice.